Hello there, UK here. I thought that today I'd show you how to make yoghurt from scratch, very simply. I'm using a insulated container, but if you've got an airing cupboard or a warm area, not somewhere that's hot that's going to cook your yoghurt, but somewhere that will incubate it for a few hours, such as 6 to 8 hours, then that's perfectly fine. You can also make yoghurt using a flask, as long as it's got a wide neck opening. So I'm just going to show you the 3 simple ingredients to making your own yoghurt. First of all, you need some skimmed milk, or, well, any kind of milk, but I use semi-skimmed milk. And that's just going to go straight over here into the pan. And what we're going to do, we're going to not boil it, but scald it. So just as it gets really hot, we're going to turn the temperature down. Or alternatively, you can just warm it so that it's blood temperature. I think we'll probably do that for the sake of not making the video any longer than it needs to be. So I measured my milk out in the carton that I'm using, and I think there was about 750 to 800 mils of milk. In addition to this, I'm going to now stir in some dried milk powder. Now, for this kind of amount of yoghurt, I'm going to use about 5 tablespoons of dried skimmed milk. I like a thick yoghurt, and that's why I'm using so many. I mean, you wouldn't perhaps need that many. It's just that I like a thicker rather than a runnier yoghurt. Okay, now all I do is get a whisk, and we don't want any dried milk powder lumps in this, so we're going to give it a bit of a whisk. I'll just turn the heat down a bit because it's going to be too hot otherwise. And all we're going to do is whisk it all together, because you don't want any, that's hot enough now as well, you don't want any lumps of dried milk powder in there. If you boil the milk and it gets too hot, when you add the starter yoghurt, which is the 3rd and final ingredient, over here I'll show you some that is on a plate. This is perhaps about 5 tablespoons, perhaps the same equivalent of the dried milk powder. We want to make sure that the milk is now going to be allowed to just cool down slightly, because I did warm it a little bit too much. In the meantime, while that's cooling a bit, we can get our insulated container sorted. So, I don't know if you're familiar with these. It's an Easy Yoghurt container, readily available from Julian Graves health food shops. I bought this when it was half price, and it came with lots of other things. All you do to use this is you put, I think this is called a baffle, because it baffles you which side it's supposed to go. There you go, this side up. That goes in there, and then all you have to do is pour hot water up to where, just above the red line, the red baffle. So just keep pouring, and then just as it starts to get up, it's about 2/3 of a kettle of water, so you can see the water's just gone above the baffle. So when I put the insulated container in there, the water will of course rise, and then that will incubate the milk, which will then turn hopefully into yoghurt in about 6 to 8 hours time. Ideally, it's best to make your yoghurt at night, and then when you get up in the morning it's ready. Or alternatively, make it in the mid-morning or afternoon, and then it should hopefully have been set by the time you go to bed, so then you can bung it in your fridge and it'll be nice and cold for in the morning, so you can have it with your cereal or fresh fruit or whatever. So right, let's just have a look at this now and see. Right, that's still actually a little bit hot, so I'm just going to leave it because there's no point in using it unless it's cooled off enough to use it. I'll just put the lid on my insulator, and if I can find the lid. This. There we go, let's move that out of the way. Right, I'm now going to get funnel. So that I can pour the milk in. Right, now I'm going to need 2 hands to do this next bit, so I'm just going to put the camera down for a sec. I'm still here, so now I've just poured the majority of the milk into the container, and now it's time to add some yoghurt and then give it another quick whisk. Just get my whisk back. I'm going to get my yoghurts, which, as I said earlier, is about 5 to 6 tablespoons of yoghurt, I would say. About the same amount, oops, trying to do this with one hand, it's a bit messy, as the dried milk powder that was put in there. Okay. Now we're going to stir it up. Remember, this is just about 750 mils of semi-skim milk, 5 to 6 tablespoons of ordinary plain yoghurt. I mean, once you've made this yoghurt and it's set, you can actually just reserve some and put it in the freezer for the next time you want to make yoghurt and use it as your starter yoghurt. Now that's whisked up a bit. I'm just going to put this down a sec while I add the rest of the yoghurt that's on the plate, because I don't want to waste any. Right, do a very quick clean up job. Okay, now all that's left to do is put the lid on. I'll just move this again so I can screw the lid on. And then once your lid is on, all you need to do is give it a good shake. You could use Greek yoghurt. I think that I've used that before, and that's made a lovely thick yoghurt as well. So just give that a really good shake so all of the yogurt starter yogurt and your dried milk powder is thoroughly mixed up. And now this is nice and boiling hot water in here still, and we're going to just simply put this container inside, and you'll see the water just coming up, look. So the top of it protrudes, and then you just put the lid on it. And that is all there is to making yoghurt. It's very, very simple. So I'll leave that 6 to 8 hours. Hopefully later it will have thickened up, and then I'll be able to put it in the fridge tonight and use it either tonight if I want to eat your warm yoghurt, which isn't terribly nice, so I won't, or leave it in the fridge overnight and it'll be nice and cool for in the morning. And that's literally pennies that's made of yoghurt, and it's fantastic, easy to make, very nutritious, and have a go yourself. I'm sure you'll enjoy making it. It's really, really simple with just 3 ingredients. Thanks for joining me. Hope this has helped some of you. Take care now. Bye.